Yes, online, all of you, good afternoon, good evening. And offline students also, thanks for coming in. It's not a very pleasant day because of the heat outside, but thanks for coming in, all of you. And I hope to share some insights. Okay, so we start now. Okay. So quickly, let me brief all of you about what the purpose is and what is the intention behind what we are doing. This is an open workshop. All are invited. We had sent some notices also across the channels. And the whole idea of the workshop comes from the kind of preparation this examination entails, the kind of tasks, the type of milestones you must meet. This examination is more than merely course completion. An idea which I have been saying repeatedly now. We have had. No, it is fine. Low volume, then Avnish should operate from here. Is the volume any better now? Online, is the volume any better now? Yes, I have increased the volume now. Okay, let me quickly check this. Call Avnish. Okay, I'm just checking once again. Just give me a minute or two. Ashish, dekho, why the volume so low? Maybe from the mixer you can try from there. थोड़ा volume आप बढ़ा के देखो. Just give me a few seconds, I'll increase it, yes. Maximum है यहाँ पर. Mixer से try करो. Is it okay now? Is the volume online for all, good for online students? इसको रखो इधर वाला. Volume is good, okay. For some it's fine, but Satyam, Vishal, Nisha, Shoaib, Bhavani, is it okay now? Not yet. इधर क्यों प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है? Now it's fine. Shefali. Yeah, there are two channels are operating. That's why. Archana, still low. It's better now. Okay. Shanawaz, better. Okay, it's fine. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Better, Satyam? Okay. So start off now, please, all of us. So what I was telling all of you is, the purpose of this workshop is that this examination, for whatever reasons, ignores a very important part of preparation. We all join courses, we all join sessions for answer writing, we buy books, but nobody talks about how do you develop the mindset required to qualify. And I can challenge this, okay, plus I'll get some speaker also here. 100% of people who qualify, 100% of them, they work with a type of mindset where they can plan things, where they're able to address concerns related to okay, their competencies and lack of competencies. So it is not supposed to be a mechanical preparation. It is not supposed to be, okay, a mindless preparation. The examination will test your skills of managing your responsibilities, managing your priorities. The exam will test your skills of dealing with the pressures also. And these are the soft skills, unfortunately, nobody talks about. This morning itself, somebody asked me in the class, sir, workshop mein, will you give us a planner? ये सबसे बड़ा first mistake है. Nobody can give you a planner. You have to make your planner. Questions like, sir, will you tell us what to read? As a teacher, I can tell you the first steps of what to read. Ultimately, you have to figure out what to read. You must figure out which book to refer to. जैसे आपके मैं 2 दिन पहले ही एग्जाम्पल दे रहा था. Say that the news right now is Imran Khan is arrested. Pakistan has problems of now all those riots. तो आप जब current affairs देख रहे हो, okay, what is it you should read about this? Will you read who is Pakistan's Prime Minister? Will you read who is Imran Khan? Will you read, okay, where the problems are? Or will you start looking at कि because Pakistan is in news, Imran Khan problem has occurred, what does it mean for India? You will have to anticipate कि questions can ask you around कि what does it mean? Will this mean army will take over? And if army takes over, what will happen to Indian, okay, foreign policies and India's neighborhood policies? और ये चीजें हर बार एक टीचर नहीं बता पाएगा. To start with, a teacher can tell you, let us discuss Pakistan-India problems in general. A teacher can tell you what are the border issues. The teacher can tell you, let's read about maybe Indus water treaty issues. But every month you'll have a news. You can't run to a teacher every month. So my assertion here is, the exam is fundamentally, I repeat, and I've been doing this many times, the exam is fundamentally an examination of self-preparation. As a teacher, I can teach you some skills. As a teacher, I can guide you the first books. उसके बाद आपको खुद करना है. So today's workshop is more about what are those ingredients you need for planning. The mindset thing. एक होता है ना, you are reading something for knowledge. और एक है, you're doing something for grooming your personality. And I tell you again, 100% of them, आप किसी भी qualified बंदे से बात करेंगे, you will talk to them, you will realize the fact that they talk at a different confidence level. They'll talk to you with a very different type of mindset. The preparation is also a different mindset. While they are preparing, they might look nervous. While they're preparing, they might look uncertain. But somewhere, they work with some convictions. वो क्या है? So I have now integrated this fact कि whatever be the course you join or don't join, and wherever you join, these sessions which kind of nourish your mindset are equally important. You might have good healthy food, but you still need to have exercise. You might have good, nice, healthy lifestyle. You still need to talk positively. Yes, I'm sorry. You still need to talk positively. So, और ये positive mindset क्या होता है? What does it mean to have a good exercise regime? हम एक दो बार बता सकते हैं. उसके बाद योगा तो आपको ही करना है. सही खाना आपको ही खाना है. So see this workshop in that light. Okay? So we start from that, with that context. So be patient. And I this morning I was saying to some students in the morning, whatever I tell you is not a new science. It's actually what is now called as first principles. The first principles are very elementary. Be hardworking, be sincere, be honest, be committed. But होता क्या है? While we know the first principles, we don't apply them. if you are a teacher and you come and talk to a student, आप भी यही बोलोगे, be sincere, be honest, work hard. जब आपकी बारी आएगी आप उल्टा काम कर रहे होगे. I tell my students, work on time, plan, but when I am working also, I lose out on plan. तो ये जो चीजें हैं ना, these soft skills, they must be repeatedly ground into you. And I hope against hope, कि ऐसा time आएगा, ऐसा कोई moment होगा, when that thing somehow clicks into your mind, कि okay, this is it. It'll be very, very simple thing. It'll click somewhere. And once it clicks, you are on. फिर course भी हो जाएगा. The struggle of coaching centers and the struggle of the teachers is that we fail to convince people that the actual qualifying efforts are beyond the classrooms. I have no qualms in saying that my classes, our classes will serve one part of the purpose. The bigger story is outside. Let us see what it is. Okay, with this context, I'm starting off. Is it manageable now? I'm not saying the best. Archana says yes, it's good. Okay, it's better with some noise. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, thank you. I think it's good now. Be around, Ashish, in case we have a problem. Okay, fine, fine. Okay. Okay, thanks for being patient again. So we start off now. Now I'm showing you a photograph. Okay. I don't know if you have heard about this or seen this or not. This is the very famous Omaha Convention of Berkshire Hathaway. नाम सुना है group आपने? Berkshire Hathaway, which is owned by, or which is one of those shareholders is Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, one of the richest people of the world, billionaires. And Charlie Munger is 99 years old. This is Charlie Munger. And this Warren Buffett, he is 92 years old. And they are managing a convention of shareholders. This year one got over, and this convention has more than, okay. So I'm showing you this one. This holds around 40,000 people in a convention. And ये बड़ा famous convention इसलिए भी है, because when Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they address the crowds and talk to them, they do that with effortless ease. Effortless ease. They are known to be big fans of Coke. They would have chocolates. I mean, इसके YouTube में है. And a lot of stories and theories around कि इतने लोगों को address कर रहे हैं, and they're talking about billions and dollars. What is it about them that they're so comfortable? You'll not find them under stress, talking and losing control. So look up back in your room again, the Omaha Convention. Omaha Convention is like an annual shareholders meet. Okay, Warren Buffett and this man called Charlie Munger. And इनके बाद legendary stories हैं. The man still drives a very old car. He lives in the same apartment that he was living a couple of decades ago. Okay, a very unassuming man. And he is considered as god of stock market investment. Okay, so I'm starting from there. Now, there is a concept called as Spezzatura, okay, which actually means graceful conduct of performance without apparent effort. The people are performing something और पता ही नहीं चलता है that they have put efforts. Like think of the trapeze, जो performance होता है ना circus में, the swinging between the ropes, or think of those performance you see when they're juggling balls. Okay, performance you see, okay, those fast Formula 1 racers, they do it so conveniently. And if you are a fan of cricket, you will have heard about Saurav Ganguly and his off drives. I mean, Rahul Dravid would say that. On the offside, there is either God or there is Saurav Ganguly. The graceful shots, ekdam effortless shots. And आज की date में think of Surya Kiran, the 360 degree guy. He can play the ball anywhere. Okay. Now it looks like an effortless, कि कुछ effort ही नहीं है. In one of the meetings, Picasso was sketching, and one lady said, "Ki, please sketch something for me," and he sketched something very quickly. And the lady asked, "How much will I pay you?" And he must have charged her a bomb. Okay. The lady said, "Ki, why so much of money? You did this in 30 seconds." Then Picasso said, 30 seconds because I've worked dirty for 30 years first. So what looks like an effortless exercise, what looks like a very cool and calm exercise has some story behind it. Usko bolte hain spezzatura, which is effortless work. So Charlie Munger and this man, Warren Buffett, when they perform and when they are talking to people in Omaha convention, this is what they show. So an article tha, I mean, again, look this man up, a man called as Salil Bloom, a young guy, and he writes on Twitter. He's one of those new age thought leaders. Salil, S-A-L-I-L, Salil Bloom. I took some of the discussions from his articles. Okay? So Salil Bloom says that there is a research. The research where we have hierarchies in terms of the competencies we acquire and the efforts we put in. And all of you can see yourself somewhere here. He says there are 4 stages. The first stage of any work you take up is what he calls as unconscious incompetency. Unconscious means आपको पता नहीं है. Incompetency means lack of skills. This is a person who has wrong ideas about what things are important, what should be done, how we should work, but he may have confidence. I mean, it's like I have no idea of how ice hockey is played. ना मैं कभी खेला है, ना कभी game देखा है. But somehow I have an idea कि because I am good at playing cricket, ice hockey भी हो जाएगा यार. Cricket में गोल गेंद है, ice hockey में disc है. Cricket में bat pad पहनते हैं. Ice hockey also has the pads. Cricket has a helmet. Ice hockey also has a helmet. And I have a sense of competence. यार, I'll play good. कुछ नहीं पता मुझे. For some of us, when we jump in the examination, IAS बनना है. Some of you come with lot of confidence, without knowing the subject, the syllabus, without knowing the examination, and most of you would not even have seen the question papers. But a confidence hai. I always remember of one of my students. He would say this to me. जब भी मैं उसको बताऊं कि ये गलत है, ये ठीक करो, ये ऐसे करो, he would retort back and say कि सर आप जो भी बोले, मुझे लगता है मैं IAS के लिए बना हूं. I never had the courage of telling him कि temper down. Because मैंने कहा पता नहीं अब I don't want to sound like arrogant. I would listen to him, keep quiet. मैं क्या बोलूं उसको? A lot of people, and देखो, this is not about right or wrong. That's how it is. Lack of awareness है, lack of skills hai. We call that as unconscious incompetencies. And whatever intuition you have is generally wrong there. Then you enter the process. Then you start knowing things. Then you start realizing कि अच्छा ये है और ये नहीं है. अच्छा ऐसे होता है. So the next level is what's called as conscious incompetence. When you start knowing what you know and what you lack. So lack of awareness, lack of skill से आप shift करते हो towards now you have awareness but you don't have skills. Okay. So some of you will realize this. Arey, I thought this subject called history is this one, and I discover, oh, history is this. I thought economy is this one, but I discover economy is this. And then I'm confused. मैं क्या करूं? क्या पढ़ूं? So this is lack of information, lack of competencies. अब information solve हो गया, लेकिन competencies नहीं आया आपको. Then you come to a stage when you start appreciating what is to be done. But this is a very painful stage. आपको पता है answer writing important है, but लिखना is very tough. You know that everyday current affairs are important, but to be regular is tough. You know that you must read NCRTs, Okay, and you're trying it. ऐसे ये try नहीं कर रहे हो, but हो नहीं रहा है. We call that as the stage of conscious competence. You analyze well, you know what's required, but it's a very painful process. All of us go through this. And then, if you are stubborn enough, you keep at it. You keep doing it. Then you come to what's called as unconscious competence. So, unconscious competence में, it's like muscle memory. Muscle memory में सोचना नहीं पड़ता है. Guy who knows to play piano, अपने आप उंगली चला जाएगा जहां चाहिए. The guy who plays guitar, okay, without any efforts, he is moving very fast. And we are fascinated by that. क्या beautiful move कर रहा है. Without realizing also, if you see these football games, okay, कैसे I mean, how does the guy know that the guy will be there in next 1 second? So pass कर दे, and guy is there to take the ball. It's muscle memory. It happens automatically. About pace ball में एक बार Tendulkar was asked this. When the ball is coming at 130, 140 kilometers an hour, how do you decide what to play? His answer was, there's no decision. It's intuition. The ball leaves the hand, maybe you see a shine, and then you play. Because it's a fraction of a second. You can't think. It's muscle memory. If ball nikla hai, to idhar hi jayega. Your body automatically, that's why it's the importance of hand-eye coordination. If coordination kharab ho jayega, you can't play. I remember, Shrikant was known for his hand-eye coordination. Krishnamurti Shrikant, if you know this guy of 90s. But then he was hit by a ball, okay, in one of those Pakistan matches. He got injured. And that impacted his coordination. Same happened with Mohinder Amarnath also. Mohinder Amarnath was known for his brilliant hook shots. Step back, and West Indian bowlers could hook him them over 6. He got injured again. The hand-eye coordination. So, जो intuitive shots होते हैं, that get impacted. The point here is, you come to a stage when the body starts behaving in some ways automatically. This is called as the state of effortless ease. So now you must evaluate where are you in the preparation process. Lot of confidence here could actually be wrong confidence. Lot of restlessness here is the very right thing. Lot of pain you go through and the desire कि यार अब नहीं होने वाला है, वो भी natural है. You have to go through this to come to this stage. So answer writing. People ask this to me. So when you see a question, how do you decide what to write down? When you see a question, how do you frame? कि इसके बाद क्या लिखना है? We had some sessions couple of days ago. It comes with practice. It comes with lot of, hundreds of writing, hundreds of reading. When I see a newspaper or experienced to see a newspaper, he exactly knows कि क्या पढ़ना है. Give me an article, I'll scan, pick, and I'll know, अच्छा, इस पे question possible है, इस पे question possible. Why? Because the question paper is kind of by-hearted with us. इतने बार देख लिया है, I know कि अच्छा ऐसे ही कुछ frame करने वाला है. So in your preparation, you have to move towards this. And this phase is perfectly fine. It's normal. Don't get scared by this. Okay, this is your first learning of your mindset thing. Now, while many of us know this, all of us know this, you need hard work to go through. You need dedication to go through. That we have to prepare on consistency basis. फिर भी क्यों नहीं कर पाते हम लोग? Our mind works with excuses. I mean, there is a very famous TED talk also on this. Okay, how the mind plays games with you, and forces you to procrastinate. Man by nature looks for an easy way out. So, if I zero down 3 reasons why you have excuses are these 3. एक है fear, second is uncertainty, the third is lack of purpose. Fear, if I start with, is the consequence of you not knowing how things operate. If I know that this article ka design of question will be like this, why? Because I have done some work. I will not be scared of the examination. If I exactly know that iska ye part padhna hai aur ye nahi padhna hai, I won't be scared. So fear is one thing that forces you into excuses. uncertainty. If you ask me of these three things, this is perhaps the most manageable one. Uncertainty, life में क्या होने वाला है? What will happen if I don't qualify? What if the questions are tough? What if the questions are from what I have not read? What will happen if I don't get a job? I think this is entirely avoidable. But ये दो पे आपको काम करना पड़ेगा. You have to deal with. Why are you scared? I mean, if I ask, one common thing that students face in the GS preparation is fear. Fear of, sir, इतना पढ़ना पड़ेगा, vast syllabus है. Sir, 5 घंटे, 10 घंटे पढ़ने पड़ेगा. इतना बड़ा coverage है. The fear. Sir, I have to memorize so many things. But then our point here is, there is a science to this also. And I'll come down to this ultimately. A life which has a purpose. When you're preparing something, you have to have a purpose. Good or bad, वो अलग बात है. It's like, you know, the purpose is not always about good things. Remember this. For example, I want to become an IPS. Why? Because law and order issues are there. I want to serve. I want to do this. I want to do that. I will help the society. And I deeply feel for it. That's my purpose. I want to become an IPS officer. Why? Because I have some revenge and scores to settle. कोई दुश्मनी होगा खानदानी किसी के साथ में. It's possible. Why? Because I have to prove a point. Why? Because I have some history to deal with. I have an axe to grind. आप बताओ दोनों में which is a positive one? The first one is positive, right? The second is negative. Who do you think is more effective? The positive or negative one? Trust me, both can be equally effective. Equally powerful, दोनों हो सकता है. But you need to have a purpose. It's always said this, succeed in life, you must either hate something very bad or you must love something really good. लेकिन purpose तो चाहिए आपको. And the purpose is something I can't decide for you. But I hope against hope that all of you should have a positive purpose. आप struggle करते हैं ना, what my motivations are. Sir, keep me motivated. Okay. The answer is, the motivation can only come from the purpose you decide. Good hai, bad hai, that's your call. I will want it to be positive. But whatever works for you. So purpose zaruri hai, because purpose gives you consistency. Purpose gives a drive to keep on putting efforts despite the fact you are tired. It's like, you know, you're fighting to save your lifetimes. So I'll come back again on this. I have some very good examples for this. But this I think avoidable hai. But these two you must deal with. Now for these two, I'll start with the fear part. Fear ka one common reason is you lack understanding of how things operate. Understanding of why are we reading this? Why are we preparing this? Understanding of how the time is set. You somewhere you hope कि कोई हमें बता दे and we are fine with it. So today's workshop, I want to deal with this one, prime, and then of course I'll come back on this. Okay, the 3 reasons why we have excuses. Now, this is something that I want all of you to develop. The clinical mindset. What do you mean by this? A mind which thinks. अगर आप मुझे पूछेंगे, what is that one problem I face in the class with the students is, the students do not have a clinical mindset. You are very closed. You're looking for straight, convenient answers. You're looking for solutions which somebody will give you. Sir, आप बता दो क्या पढ़ना है. Sir, आप बताइए, okay, कितने घंटे पढ़ना है. You tell us when to start. Sir, you prepare the timetable. And yesterday I was, searching the net. Okay, मैं plan बताऊं तो क्या बताऊं? I came across a website. I will not name it. Okay, you can all search, you'll get it. Timetable for a student. 5:30 wake up. Bracket में, because very good to start early and healthy mind. 5:30 to 5:45, take a bath. 5:45 to 6:15, take your breakfast. Take early breakfast, have fruits. 6:15 to 7:30, get ready, take your books. 7:30 to 11:30, ऐसे लिखा हुआ है. I mean, I'm surprised if students follow this, and if they do, they don't deserve to be IAS officers. They don't deserve, for that matter, any proper thinking job. We want कि भाई हम बताते हैं broadly इतना पढ़ना पड़ेगा, अब आप करो decide ना कि भाई I am a morning guy, I am a night guy. I can't study more than 2 hours at a time. I can study for 5 hours at a time. I can study only 3 days properly and I need 1 day break. I need to have 8 hours of sleep. I'm not a person who can have a heavy breakfast. Okay, सुबह मुझे दे दो केला खाने में, लगे मैं मर जाऊंगा, केला भी नहीं खाऊंगा. I'm not a banana, cornflakes, and milk type of guy. मुझे सुबह सुबह दे देना छोले भटूरे, I'll be happy. Okay, so you must decide, know what works for you. Okay, and 5:45 से 6:15 ही नहाना है. Why? Okay, मुझे ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है. I love the warm shower, cold shower. Okay, and I enjoy 45 minutes. आपको किसने कहा कि half an hour होने वाला है? And who told you मैं सुबह हर दिन नहाऊंगा? Okay, for many of us, okay, we are carrying biodiversity. Okay, अगर आपने ऐसे मार दिया, तो God knows how many million viruses and germs, okay, which I was host to, will get impacted. I don't want to destroy them. I want to carry them with me. So, I mean, this type of planning somebody is giving you itself is very surprising. It only tells me that बाहर तो एक भेड़ चाल चल रहा है, who can't even think what is required. How do you know that this subject requires 7 hours for me, and this subject, which I'm very confident about, will not take more than 2 hours for me? How do you know that? So you will have to develop the clinical mindset. आप लोग सोचें please. Okay, join a course, because with a course what happens is a lot of things get laid out. Even Tendulkar requires a coach. Even Virat Kohli requires a coach. But somewhere he's also using his mind. He's also thinking about what's happening, right or wrong. And they also change their coaches. So I need this from you guys. So today's exercise is पे होगा कि आप सोच रहे हैं. And what I'll do is I'll give exercises to you to start thinking for you. That's all. Okay, so answers lies in developing a clinical mindset and understand what you are doing. Why are you taught the way you are taught? Why are you writing the notes the way you are writing? ठीक है, initially for 1 month, 1.5 months, mechanically काम करते हैं. सर कुछ पता नहीं क्यों बोल रहे हैं, पर सही बोल रहे होंगे. Let me do it. After 1 month, you must re-evaluate. क्या ये मेरे लिए सही है या नहीं है? What sir is telling us is that actually the answer, or I need something else or something more. So we have these sessions on workbooks. We have sessions on answer writing. We have sessions on synopsis. हम किसी को force नहीं करते हैं. आपको लगता है आ सकते हो आओ. Because I know when I was studying, I always had a problem of momentum. अकेले पढ़ रहा हूँ. I do not know whether I'm right or wrong. I have no sense of competition. So I am coming from my experience, and my team comes from their experience. कि सर एक माहौल बनाते हैं. 10 बच्चे काम कर रहे हैं. I'm sure the 11th guy will want to study a bit more. If 10 guys say, sir, I have done it, I have done it, one guy will say, यार मुझे भी कर लेना चाहिए. That's the idea, nothing else. Otherwise, I can't punish you. I wish I could punish you, but I can't. Okay, I can't reward you beyond a point. So मेरा काम क्या है? Okay, help you understand the process and please modify on that. You think, sir, ये 5 question, I don't need to do it. Fine, good. ये 5 मुझे करना चाहिए. Do it. Sir, you missed this question. I said, add it and do it now. You have to start knowing what you are doing. And you are not children in schools. मेरे बच्चे अगर आप qualify कर जाते हो, next year, के 2 साल के अंदर में, you are becoming the sub-divisional magistrate with judicial powers in a district. How can you not be thinking person? The exam demands you are a thinking person. आप qualify कर जाओ, Okay, 22, 23, 24 साल की उम्र में अगर एसपी बन गए आप, you are heading a district. You cannot tell, sir, what time will I take a bath? Tell me. Okay, what time will I eat? Tell me. You should know this. So please understand what you do. And this is one of my favorite things. कि आपको बहुत क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए. What is my goal? What is my timeline? When students tell me that I'm preparing for 24, मैं क्या सोच के बोल रहे हो? कुछ प्लान किया होगा 24 या फिर एग्जामिनेशन दे देते हैं टाइप्स? कुछ सोचा होगा ना? How much time required? What skills I have? What's the timeline and why? You must tell me what the tasks are, or ask the teacher what the tasks are. Coming to class is a very basic first task. उसके बाद what all tasks? You must know क्या resources चाहिए आपको. You must know what are your strengths and weaknesses. Even if you have not read the subject, idea होना चाहिए. My strength is economy. My weakness is maybe environment. So my strength is I'm very good at writing. My weakness is the multiple choice questions might get confused. You should know this very well. At least know that you should know. Don't be always at the state of unconscious incompetence. Move up there. Okay, so this is the broad idea about how you should planning. You should have goals in mind. You must have timelines. You must have your strength and weakness analysis. You must know the resources and the task. And sometimes it actually surprises me. Itna bada career decision of your life is a huge decision. Some of you are quitting your jobs. Some of you have left higher studies. Some of you are under financial strains. Some of you have taken loans. Some of you are fighting social disabilities. और आपने प्लान कैसे नहीं किया यार? Plan can be right or wrong. वो अलग बात है. Plan may work, not work. That's a different thing. But do you have a sense of plan or not? By when will I finish when? What? So ये बहुत important. All of you should sit down on daily basis if required and keep planning and look forward to how you execute it. Another of my favorite diagrams, many of you have seen it right now, but I'm trying to reassert this for you all. By the way, just for a quick clarity, how many of you preparing for 24? Raise your hand. In the class, almost everybody, barring 2-3 of you. Online, I'm assuming most of you preparing for 24, correct? Online? Yes, Pushkraj, Vishal, Naveen, Bhavna, Jaskirat, or maybe I should have asked another question. Who are you not preparing for 24? Okay, Bhavani, yes. Shweta, Bhardwaj, yes. Okay, so 24, you are preparing for the prelims. And grind this into your thinking system. अगर prelims कर रहे हो May में, you have to prepare for prelims for 3-4 months. Prelims is always tricky, no matter how many times you have cleared your prelims. You cannot take it for granted. 3 महीना नहीं लगेगा, 2 महीना लगेगा time आपको prepare करने के लिए. So if May is your prelims 24, you have to get mains ready Jan Feb तक. When I say mains ready का मतलब है all answer writing is done, all memorization is done, all analytical thinking type of questions are done. It's like if I give the mains examination February May, I will get a rank. I want that competence here. Because between the prelims and the mains, you just have 100-110 days. ये time में आप बस revise करोगे. You will give tests maybe. You will quickly recall some things you might be forgetting. इस time में you can't join a full course of GS, a full course of optionals. You cannot do this. अगर 24 target है, be wise in Can you help me? Here. So if you are giving examination in 24, be wise in knowing this. Okay, this is a time between prelims and mains. Revise, re-revise, write as many answers, give tests. But don't join a full course here. Or maybe some portions are left. maybe a part of ethics is left, maybe some essay writing is done, तो वो करवा देंगे. Otherwise, you have to become mains ready by January. Okay. So there are two types of students in class right now. Some who began earlier GS, उनका चल रहा है, खत्म होने वाला है. Some of you have finished GS already. Others who are starting now, month of April में आप शुरू कर रहे हो, you will have a tough time, but you will have to be ready for this. Don't be in a state of unconscious incompetence. Be aware that this is a tight time and we'll do what it requires. Maybe these guys took 10 months, we will struggle and finish in maybe 8 months. One mistake a lot of students do is, they join a course now and the institute keeps on teaching them and they're doing double, triple classes in the month of April, March. Because course खत्म करना है, and I ask them, यहाँ पर अगर double class कर रहे हो March, April में, आप कैसे पढ़ोगे prelims के लिए? अगर double class करना भी है, do it before January. In fact, those of you join us, okay, अगर आप join करते हो month of May में, which I invite you to join because this is already late, then be ready. This will be a crazy time for you guys. Late October, November, December. Why? Because I will want कि mains खत्म करो. And not simply mains of the levels of syllabus alone. Go beyond syllabus, answer writing, analytical discussions, seeing the previous year's questions, solving them. You have to get mains ready by now. So those of you who have joined the institute, ask them कि क्या plan है. आप मैंने join किया है 24 में exam देने के लिए. अभी मैं check कर रहा हूँ. How will you finish my course? Ask them that. I said, no, get thinking, get clinical. You can always modify. Maybe 1 month here, पहले 1 month बाद में ठीक है. Maybe I need only 2 months, not 4 months. But कुछ तो plan होना चाहिए, all of you. And those who have done your GS foundation already, you are in a very good shape to start your next level of preparation here, what we call as advanced course. This I realize that some of you are not my students, okay? But you'll realize this. There are 3 types of questions you have to be ready with. L1 questions, the state questions होते हैं, and L3 questions which are thinking questions. Most syllabus coverage is about the L1. Okay, you have to prepare separately for L3. Those who are starting now, okay, we'll work out what we can do there. But be aware, that's an important requirement. This is one of my favorite diagrams that sets timelines for you. Okay, I can't change prelims date, I can't change mains date. Okay, बाकी आपको पता होना चाहिए how to manage. Okay, the first step of your clinical thinking. Yes, fine, Anani, Archana, ठीक है. Okay, the next is, in this process, what you need to do is, you need to appreciate what GS is about. You need to have a kind of a plan for yourself. So, the answer is, will I give a plan? No. I will only suggest a process to you. वो हम अब शुरू करने वाले हैं. So, my request to all of you is, take a pen paper. Online also, keep a pen paper. You'll do some scribbling. And like I said, it's not a plan I'm giving you. I'm only giving a process to you. Start thinking on those lines, please. Not a plan, but a process here. Take a pen, paper, do some jottings, as I tell you. Online, is it okay? Ruhi, Archana, Atul, Kaveri, Ujwal, Devasmita, Yuvraj, Bhavani, Aparna. Take a pen, paper. I'll give you some seconds, and by the time they join us, you have any questions to clarify, please let me know. I'll address it. I'm speaking almost like a monologue now. So by the time the students online get the pen paper, any questions, anybody wants clarifications on? It's more, I said, it's a conversation. Don't see this as speech, okay? It's a conversation I'm having with you. I'm questioning you. क्या आपने ऐसे सोचा है? कि आपने ऐसे प्लान किया है? Are you really having that mindset or not? Who has not studied social science at all? Okay, what should he do? Vishal, answer is start studying. ठीक है, और फॉर्म 0 इज अनचैरिटेबल. विशाल, ऐसे हो नहीं सकता. आपने कुछ ना कुछ पढ़ा होगा, कॉलेज में हो नहीं हो तो स्कूल में पढ़ा होगा, और नहीं है ओपन एनसीईआरटी फर्स्ट स्टेप कर लो. ओके, 0 होता नहीं है. ये अगेन ह्यूमन माइंडसेट है. यू ऑलवेज वांट टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 0, ओके, एंड देन यू गेट टायर्ड बाय टाइम यू हिट 1 and 2. ओके, हर बार बोलोगे सर 0 शुरू करते हैं. नो, we'll do that right now. In fact, वही एक्सरसाइज है अभी. ओके विशाल, anybody else any questions? ऑप्शनल डिसाइड करने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. अमर, कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है, ज्योग्राफी ज्वाइन करो, खत्म है. ओके, एंड आई टेल यू वन नेम हु विल टीच वेरी गुड ज्योग्राफी. ओके, नीतीश, इसको घेरो. अमर है, ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हाउ टू स्टार्ट आंसर राइटिंग, ओनली वन प्लेस टू गो. प्रतिभा, यू हैव टेकन प्रिंट आउट ऑफ PYQs, हाउ टू एनालाइज देम. घूरो उसको. निवेदा, okay, take the paper and keep staring, reading as many times as you can. Okay, fine, I'll get there. Old NCERT, new NCERT, mother of all doubts. मेरे बच्चे क्लास 6-7 की किताबें हैं, दोनों पढ़ लो. Okay, and know that old में क्या क्या नया है, क्या मिस किया न्यू में क्या नया है. This is not a question at all. Okay, Dhaneshwari, this is not a question at all. New या old NCERT, the guy setting the question, you think वो ये सोच के डाल रहा होगा क्या? Read both, and I'm sure 98% same होगा, 2-3% अलग होगा. How can they change the name of Ashoka the Great and the time when he was ruling India? I don't think. The simple thing is, first to the new NCERT जो आपके हाथ में है. Have time, spend 6-7 days more, that's all. How to start after 2 years gap? पहले तो रूही 2 साल किया आपने. Okay, why did you have a gap? That's a question to answer. If the gap was lack of interest, got married, okay, इसका तो कोई आंसर मेरे पास है नहीं. Okay, now make your husband do the synopsis work. Give him the task of finding out what to read and come and tell him to help you there. Okay, fine. I'm just keeping it light here. I'll answer some of these questions, not all of them, some of them. आपके साथ भी ऐसे ही हुआ है. Okay, then you and Ruhi can gang up. Okay, how to plan to trap that husband now. Okay, fine. Let's get back here. Okay. Now listen. The exercise is, your GS has 4 papers. Okay? GS1, and I hope you know the subjects in the GS. It might look amusing, but you'll be surprised how many do not know this. And some of you in the class do not know this. कि किस पेपर में क्या सब्जेक्ट है. ये फर्स्ट स्टेप है. नो द सब्जेक्ट्स वेरी वेरी वेल. ठीक है. नाउ फ्रॉम दीज 4 पेपर्स, फॉर नाउ आई एम एक्सक्लूडिंग GS4. एथिक्स, हालांकि 250 मार्क्स है, बट आई विल नॉट स्टार्ट विद दिस. आई एम स्टार्टिंग विद these 3 papers, GS1, 2 and 3. Now what you must do is, for each paper, identify 2 subjects that you think are core areas. There are 3 of them here, there are 4 of them here. You pick and choose. Likho up, all of you. Make your choice. Make your choice. Which do you think are the core according to you? And I'll suggest pick up 2 of them. It can be geography, history, geography society, history society, whatever. Pick up 2 from each paper. Why 2? Because I want to start somewhere. तो GS1 में बताओ कौन से 2 सब्जेक्ट होगा. GS2 में बताओ, your choice. GS2 में बताओ आप कौन से 2 उठाओगे. I presume most of you will pick polity governance definitely, and then you might choose one of this. Okay, understandable. इसमें बताओ कौन सा core area होगा. Your choice again. Okay, your choice. I think all of you will pick economy. Okay, and in this, okay, if I was you, I would be picking maybe environment with a huge chunk. Okay, 20, 25, 30 question aa jate hain indirectly prelims mein. Okay, and it's very, very dynamic. They're your choice. So if you have picked up 2 of them per paper, in all probabilities, it might look like this. Okay, while you can disagree, no, I think polity and this is more important. Fine, that's okay. That's your choice. At least start thinking on कि हर पेपर में आप कौन सा कोर करना चाहते हो पहले. Okay, you have chosen something. Now, I think all good till here. Okay, now next one is, now on the right hand side I have a column of subjects. On the left hand side I have a column on skills. Okay, ये दोनों को अलग treat करना. Write down what subjects have you chosen as your core areas for first round of preparation. Geography, history, polity, economy, environment. List down. Likho up, all of you. I'm just setting a process for you. कि आप सोचें, what do you think is your area of core study? Okay, you decide whatever you want to decide here. क्या subjects होंगे? So as I said, it could be geography, environment, history, culture. So of the 6 you picked up, write those 6 here. Okay? So now you identified, sir, is pe I can't compromise. Why? Because important for prelims. Without this, I can't understand current affairs. Without this, I can't do answer writing. That's your choice. Ye kar liya aapne, all of you, all done here. Now, list down what are the skills that you need. Okay, आप बताओ कि क्या-क्या skills आपको जरूरत होती हैं. Skills like writing, skills like revising. Make a list, please. Make a list of the skills that you need. Most of you have not thought about this. आप लोग course join करते हो, course कर लेते हो. Geography done, environment done. But what skills you require, which subjects? Make a list of all the skills. You must at least have 5, 6 skills. Skills as important as working to a time plan, discipline as a skill. Okay. Measuring the progress, वो भी एक skill है. Memorization is a skill. So make a list. Whatever you think are the skills that we need. You'll realize कि हर इंस्टीट्यूट ये ऑफर तो कर रहा है, ये कोई नहीं कर रहा. अज्यूम है कि आपको पढ़ना आता है. Assumption है you can write down. Assumption है you can relate to topics. but ये भी सीखना है आपको. So just to help you here, okay, I have made a list of what I think are important skills. Okay, lifestyle management भी एक skill है. What time do you sleep? What time do you probably eat breakfast or lunch? Managing, maybe exercise, memorization, discipline, rigor, planning, reading comprehension, summarization भी एक skill है. Note making is a skill. Okay, when I'm teaching, how do you make your notes? When you read a book, how do you make your notes? And answer writing. And you must ask yourself this. How many of you are consciously developing yourself here? Okay? The skills and the subjects. Now, all done? All of you, please write down अगर नहीं लिखा आपने. Write down this list here. I said, no, I want a clinical mindset, a mind who is thinking. जो plan करने बैठेंगे, if I tell you, study 5 hours geography, I'm assuming your reading skills are good. I'm assuming your writing skills are good. Agar not good, then you take 10 hours. How can I plan for you? लिखा लिस्ट आपने skills. Now this is an important exercise. What I want to claim it because अच्छा लगता है कि okay, my name that types. This is a lift drag analysis. Entirely indigenous term है ये. Okay, it is Edukemy in-house term. Lift drag analysis. What I mean by lift is the areas which are your strengths, which give you the boost, and drag are those which are pulling you down. I am very good at writing, very poor at memorization. Economy is my strength, history is okay, not good enough for me, I can't manage it. So now what you will do is, from the list that you have made, all of you, try filling up this box. And do it very honestly. Which subjects, ये subject वाला lift and drag है. Of the 6 subjects you identified, which of them do you think are your lift areas or your strength areas? And which of these are your drag areas? Okay, your weakness areas. बताएं आप. Even if you have not done GS coaching, you must have a fair idea about it. Intuitively, thinking people. Which subjects are your strengths? Which subjects are your concerns? And be honest, it's possible कि सर मेरा कोई एरिया भी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है. ठीक है, सब यहां लिखो. And be aware of this कि मेरे पास सब काम करना बचा हुआ है. I'm not looking at proficiency कि एकदम solid 10 on 10 नहीं चाहिए. एक sense होता है ना कि this looks like my strength. Okay, I have done engineering, I have done CAT examination, I know reasoning, so CSAT is my strength. That's okay, fine. So you decide. Yes? No. Oh, that's a mistake. I have just listed down. It's not only for geography नहीं है. वो एक list of skills है. Geography requires all of them. Answer writing and memorization and discipline and rigor. सब चाहिए. I just made a list of a column of skills required. For every subject require all the skills. It is not only answer writing for geography. No. Oh, this is insight for me. I have to modify the slide next time maybe. It will take few minutes. Do this. अब ऐसे ही. In the skill sets, कौन सा आपका strength? Some of us are good in reading. Some of them are very good at planning. Some of us not good at lifestyle management. Sleep time, eating time, सब गड़बड़ा जाता है हमारा. Be honest here. This is a very, you can say, a very simplistic step towards what we call as SWOT analysis. And ये आपको बार बार करना है. All done? So now you know what you need to work on and what you need to preserve and improve on. What you must develop and what you must preserve and get excellent in. Excel in these and try developing these. All of you done here? So how many of you have 50-50? ऐसा कोई है? Or most of you are bottom heavy, top light? I'm just asking, I'm curious here. How many of you are top heavy? Top heavy means बहुत सारे आपके strengths हैं and less weaknesses हैं. That's top heavy. I can see one hand, two hands. 50-50 close, fine. Okay. इसमें right wrong कुछ नहीं है. And it's also possible that some of you are at the level of unconscious incompetence also. You think you are good, the stage 1 में है, but you have no idea what is being good. Bottom heavy, I believe most of you will be bottom heavy. And that's not your fault, understand this. You are the product of the system that we have in education. UPSC का यही challenge है. They demand another level, but you come from another level. Fair enough, no problem. Okay, you have done this. Now, This is my understanding. The time that you take, okay, will depend on both of these. Your skills ke ranking with the say something like, if I rank in geography, I think I am 6 out of 10, but I am in overall skills, okay, probably I have only 4 out of 10. In the subject, okay, I am not strong, the skills I am very strong. They together will decide how much time you will spend. What happens is, when you are into mass coaching classes, you are into a schedule set by the institute. आपको पसंद हो ना पसंद हो, हम तो आपको 40 दिन ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाएंगे. That's how I planned it. Some of you might require 60 days, some of you require only 20 days, but I cannot modify like that. Whether you like it or not, I will teach economy for 45 days. Some of you will demand, you know, so give us 10 days more, but we don't have the time. So be conscious there. The institutes can do only as much. You must know how much time you will spend. Some बताते हैं कि sir, when the time has, when there's a crunch of time, say you are a student of sociology, and you're doing optional sociology, तो GS में जब social issues चल रहा है, then go light on the class there. कि sir आप सुन लेंगे, notes I will not require to do it, and at that time I'll focus more time on economy. I'm a student of pub-ad optional, और class में चल रहा है polity. What I'll do is, I'll come to class, listen to the class, but I'll not do too much beyond it. Why? Because मेरा पढ़ाया जा रहा है pub-ad में. So that time I'll put probably in geography. So I'm a geography student. Okay. So when geography is going on in the GS class, I'll be there, listen to the notes, I'll see and turn quickly, but I'll spend more time me preparing for history. You must have that wisdom. As like in disaster management, we do this. That when you are talking about supporting a population which has been impacted by some problem, support the population on the basis of what they need. Don't give everybody one bottle of water. Don't give everybody the same amount of relief. The people who have bigger families, give them more water. People who can buy their water, don't give them water. Is what's called as vulnerability mapping, and then decide interventions. So वैसे ही आपके preparation में you must do your vulnerability mapping and accordingly give time to what is required more. Okay, so this was this, and this is an approximate suggestion just to tell you how you must work. Now see, this is approximately, in the first column here, approximately what an institute, okay, gives you as a part of, okay, the sessions. By the way, offline guys, you have your tea at hand. आप चाय पीते रहिए. The idea was a conversation over tea. Offline guys, you can enjoy it virtually. Okay, this is the virtual cup of tea. Okay, so be at ease. Be at ease. Okay, so have your tea and we'll talk through this. So in the first column hai, is approximately how institutes plan. Typically, I'm telling you what Edukemy plans. So history, 45 sessions, 2.5 hours each. Geography, 50 sessions. Geography with environment, 50 classes, 50 sessions, 2.5 hours each for GS. So some of them might give 55, some may give 45, some may give 50 here. More or less, 250 sessions is what you get. Okay. Now 250 sessions, whether you like it or not, 2.5 hours each to cover these areas. Okay, 7-8 areas में you are spending 1250 hours. पूरा course जो आपका lined up है. This is the institute planning for you. The third column है, the column where you must plan how much time you need after the institute has done this work. I have put something around 4 hours daily. Geography or history, 4 hours daily, okay, for 45 days. Geography, 4 hours daily for 50 days. So if you work this out, this comes to 1000. But I want आप ये बनाएं अपने लिए. I'm giving you a format. I'm suggesting how you may think. I'm not saying follow this. Some of you can say, sir, मेरा background ही geography है, so I don't need so much time. मेरा इतना ही काफी है. तो यहाँ जो time बचेगा, मैं यहाँ डाल दूंगा, फिर यहाँ डाल दूंगा. That's your choice. So take the format and you fill up on your own. Okay, when you are preparing and planning your study schedule. So I have done 4 things here. One is go back, check syllabus, identify what you think are your key focus areas to start with. Most of us के यही focus areas होंगे. Polity, history, geography, environment, economy, and some of you might say IR also. Okay, some of you might say, that's your choice. That's one. The second task is know your strengths and weaknesses. जिसका writing problem है, you have to spend more time writing. जिसका reading problem है, spend more time reading articles and comprehending कि क्या बोलना चाह रहा है. Okay. Most of us have reading writing problem. That's a very big reason why stop reading processed material alone. When you read material given by institutes, when you read summaries of news articles alone, you are in trouble. Why? Because आप फिर सोच नहीं रहे हो. You need to read a proper article. In fact, we had some 1 or 2 sessions also. How you must read an article. How you must read one chapter. So those of you who have a problem of reading writing skills, spend some more hour on those. That's one format. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to offer to you is more or less these 3 things. The workshop ka, if I give you the crux, the mindset required is an analytical, clinical mindset. Sit down with the paper, sit down with the syllabus. Some of you, our students, are doing that. When we say no PYQ analysis, हम वही कराते हैं आपको कि आप question paper खोलो, read every question, and you classify. What do you think? Is it easy, difficult, current affairs, static? Is the question L1 question? Is the question L3 question? You must analyze it. That's a critical mindset. You must analyze जो पढ़ाया गया है, is it relevant or not? Why is sir teaching topic A and not topic B? Why did sir say ये topic C बाद में कर लें? Why is sir insisting let's do synopsis? So your critical thinking mindset is what I'm offering you as a part of the study. Then I'm saying that your study should happen with learning some tasks also. And the tasks which force you into active learning. Passive learning is आप क्लास में बैठे हो, हम जो बोल रहे हैं आप लिख रहे हो, and that not entail too much of thinking. Active learning is read the article on your own, research the paper on your own, write synopsis on your own, memorize the answers on your own. That's active learning. And convergence. Your GS plan must converge with your optional plans. Your tasks of class must converge with the self-study tasks. Then you plan. And realistically, along with class, you have to put in at least 4 to 5 hours every day. Class is not the main study part. जो post class हैं, those are more important. Okay? Now, so आपको जो focus करना है before you get into the higher level, focus on the core GS, वही 5-6 areas हैं. And I believe if you master these 5-6 areas, economy, history, environment, polity, governance, you mastered a decent bit of IR, your prelims is taken care of to a large extent. Master this and 3 skills. 3 skills आपको अपने आप सीखना पड़ेगा, and where possible we'll support you if required. The 3 skills are reading, and I've put this deliberately as number 1. Reading and comprehension skills. आप खुद किताब पढ़ के समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं, आप खुद आर्टिकल पढ़ के समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं, Yes, yes, absolutely. In fact, some of the sessions, okay, we did have, but I need a bit more frequent ones. We'll do that, fine. I'm game here. I'll call you over a bit more frequently. Okay, we'll do that. Reading comprehension skill is one of the first tasks. Okay. The second skill is analytical skills. Question why, question how. Okay. Think beyond the articles. आपने काम करना, all of you, I've demonstrated this. Last 3-4 videos हमने upload किया है YouTube में. I have taken the sessions. One video is on the Sudan conflict. Go to Edukemy, okay, YouTube session and write Sudan conflict. It'll give an idea how did I expand the Sudan issue. Not simply who are fighting. Why are they fighting? What is geopolitical interest there? What resources are there? What are the concerns of Sudan? Okay, not simply the facts. That's one. Go and see that. The second, I think upload हो जाएगा, आजकल के अंदर हो जाएगा. One I have posted on the Manipur issue. Manipur issue is far more deeper. The video will give an idea to you कि कोई topic को कैसे खोला जाता है. Okay. And I also plan to post something on cyclone issues because of Mocha cyclone. So I try posting 1 or 2 videos once in 10 days, once in 7 days. It takes time for me to research also. That should be a good idea about what I mean by analytical skills. Okay? The third thing is writing skills. इस लिस्ट में writing last लिखा है, but this is an overarching skill. आपको जो evaluation होगी, you can't be evaluated until you do writing. So you reading, learn to summarize. You comprehension, learn to summarize. Analysis, make your jottings. This is the overarching skill that's required across what you are doing. So आपका जो time जाएगा, okay, on daily basis, the metrics will be today's plan, how much time I am giving for the course of the class, and how much time am I giving for developing my skills. How much time I'm allocating for the syllabus completion, and how much time I'm giving for these 3 skills. अगर आप न्यूज़पेपर्स नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, आप यहां कंप्रोमाइज कर रहे हैं. अगर आंसर याद नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो ये कंप्रोमाइज कर रहे हैं. So on daily basis, one of these skills should be addressed as far as possible. So when I say 4 hours per day per subject for some time, must include all of these 3. And this is beyond your class. Okay, so I have with me a very dear, now colleague of ours. Why colleague? Because he has been supporting me in more than one ways. In fact, before he qualified, he is one of the initial brains behind what we had thought about Edukemy as a institute. Satyam Chaudhary, a very dear student, a very dear friend of mine. Okay, we have a different connect. Okay, and he happens to be posted in Delhi now. He was in training, 2020 में qualify किया इन्होंने, and he has seen the entire spectrum of क्या challenges होते हैं. A very good student, but he faced problems. A very sharp analytical mind, but he has had challenges. So I think it's just the right man to come and tell you how did he plan, what did he think was the priorities, what worked for him when. Okay, so Satyam, may I invite you please, and thanks for coming over. Satyam, a bit of technology for you. You must clip it here. Yeah. And you must also have this. Very tech, right? The pocket here, and you can take this under your shirt. Yeah, pocket में डाल दो. Keep it under your shirt, clip it. All right, so I leave you to interact with him. Then I'll in another 10-15 minutes, and something very special waiting for all of you, beyond your snacks and tea. Okay? So stay back, don't go away. Satyam, it's all yours, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Am I audible, everybody? Okay. Thank you. Can I use the board to write?
Board, yeah, you can. Yes, there you go.
Yes. We actually had a lot of discussion. I actually personally had a lot of discussion with sir about planning. Okay, so I have a certain method of planning that I have employed. So first I'll talk about what I did. Okay, I made mistakes, I faltered, I learned from them. You can use those plans that I used, or you can chart out your own plans, right? Because sir talked about strengths and weaknesses, right? We all have different strengths and weaknesses. And this is very important when you watch anybody talk from the podium, any person who has qualified the exam. You will have different strengths and weaknesses compared to that person, right? So the reason somebody chooses optional, one question was ki optional kaisa chune. So some people are good at understanding abstract concepts, right? For them, an optional like philosophy or psychology makes more sense. Somebody who is not good at that, maybe the other end of the spectrum would be mathematics or physics. If you are in between, maybe geography or sociology, right? So this is one rough idea. I'm telling you how you have to assess yourself, right? Some of these things you will know already about yourself. Some of these things you will think you know about yourself, right? But you will eventually realize that you did not understand yourself as good, right? In the process, you will realize while reading things, ki haan bhai, I thought I'm good at abstract things, but now after reading this. So I'll give you one very simple example. When we start with, thank you. When we start with geography, we read geography typically till class 10th. People who have opted for science background or commerce background eventually read geography typically till class 10th. What do we read till class 10th? क्या पढ़ते हैं हम लोग? Mountains, rivers, blah blah, यही पढ़ते हैं, है ना? And we think that's what geography is. We think geography is pretty scientific, pretty logical. और फिर हम लोग आते हैं और पढ़ने मिलता है geographical thought, which is entirely philosophy. मतलब ऐसा बिल्कुल ठीक है, terrible thing to do with the geography student. ठीक है, मतलब एटलीस्ट इसका प्री कंसेप्शन ज्योग्राफी का था कि इट्स अ वेरी साइंस. आई एम नॉट सेइंग ज्योग्राफिकल थॉट इज नॉट साइंटिफिक, इट इज, बट इट रिक्वायर्स अ डिफरेंट बेंट ऑफ माइंड, राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड अबाउट you understanding about yourself, right? Now I will get to a few things that I did. First thing was, I need this laptop also. I have mailed a particular Excel file. I'll show that later. I just need that open. Mail अभी नीतीश ने कहा. नीतीश आता है, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ सर, आप छोड़ दीजिए. नहीं, मैंने एक एक्सेल फाइल मेल किया था, अभी नीतीश ने करवाया. अच्छा, डिलीवर भी नहीं हुआ. ठीक है सर, मैं थोड़ी देर में उससे पूछ रहा हूँ. अभी गया भी नहीं है सर, क्यों नहीं? I'll get it later. आशीष में आपसे बात करता हूँ. ठीक है, ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट थिंग दैट आई, अच्छा ठीक, फर्स्ट थिंग दैट आई डिड वाज which I realized actually eventually. This was not the first thing I did. I failed, then I realized कैसे करना चाहिए था, which was backward planning. ठीक है. So you have date of prelims. You have already seen the map that's so that's a broad map. There's a broad map for everybody. It's not necessarily suited to you. You have to plan again for yourself. You have prelims on certain dates, so this time it is 28th May, next year it would be some other date. You have to know the date and put it here. ठीक है. You have mains, you have interview at some later date. अब यहाँ से backward planning. ठीक है. What is the meaning of backward planning? सबसे पहला, there's a certain syllabus that you have to finish before prelims. You don't have a choice. You have to finish it, right? It doesn't matter whether you give geography 1,000 days or 220 days. It's your choice. But you have to finish the whole syllabus before prelims. ठीक है? Certain part of the syllabus which is mains oriented and does not come in prelims, you can leave for mains, but it can only be very limited syllabus. So I'll give you one example. When it came to ethics, which sir had left out entirely, if you break down ethics, ethics can be broken into 3 broad subjects. philosophy, there is philosophy part, there is psychology part, and then there is public administration part. If you read the syllabus, it's actually these three things in ethics. I did these two before this gap. I left only this. Okay? I did these two because I can't leave a whole 250 marks subject for this gap. 250 marks is a lot, right? I can't leave that here. So I did these two at least before this. ये छोड़ दिया कि बाद में देखूंगा. ठीक है? And case studies practice है, so that's a different ball game altogether. But ठीक है, ये दोनों कर लिया पहले. Also this, if you have done both of these are actually foundation to this. A lot of this gets employed in pub-ed part as practical uses, right? So this helps. So you have to break down. You have to break down to a certain level कि भाई this is as much I must do before prelims. ठीक है? Now you have decided this is what I have to do before prelims. So prelims के पहले you will have to leave some days where you can't study anything new. बाकी बचे हुए टाइम में you have to study new things, है ना? बाकी बचे हुए टाइम में you are studying new things. Now new things, any subject for that matter, has again two parts. Interesting, boring. एकदम simple distinction. Interesting and boring. Reading new things is intellectually very satisfying, right? It's engaging. You enjoy reading new things because you feel like अरे वाह क्या पता चल गया, मतलब बढ़िया, अब तो लग रहा है कि मतलब बगल वाला टीवी देख रहा है उससे ज्यादा मैं समझ रहा हूँ, मतलब एकदम clarity. So it is interesting. The boring part is notes बनाना, revision करना, आंसर राइटिंग करना. एग्जाम यहाँ क्लियर होता है, यहाँ नहीं होता. ये सब करते हैं, जो ये करता है उसका क्लियर होता है. दिस इज द बोरिंग पार्ट, द बोरिंग चर्निंग दैट यू हैव टू डू एवरी डे टू क्लियर द एग्जाम. तो नोट्स शुरुआत में डेली बनाओ. इवेंचुअली यू विल सेटल फॉर अ टाइम पीरियड. आई सेटल्ड फॉर वीकली नोट मेकिंग. आई सेटल्ड फॉर वीकली नोट मेकिंग बिकॉज if you look at issues in newspaper, in news, they are actually circular, they keep repeating, right? One thing happens, हर दिन कोई ना कोई article लिख रहा है, right? In every newspaper लिख रहा है. So I used to underline important things, keep my newspapers with me. On Sunday I'll sit together because if I write something on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, on Thursday I find that two of the things have become redundant. So I'll write together on Sunday. अगले Sunday को भी कुछ redundant हो जाएगा, but that's fine. Because if I leave for too much, then वो बच जाएगा, बचा हुआ रह जाएगा. So that's the cost. Also Sunday को editorial नहीं होता, थोड़ा काम कम होता है न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने में ना, तो थोड़ा टाइम निकल जाता था. ठीक है? So notes ऐसे बना लिया. Revision. How many times I revised and due to various factors. So one day would be I would first read newspaper. तो ये तो एक हो गया रिवीजन. दूसरा, आई विल ऑलवेज रीड वन मंथली मैगजीन. So this complements and supplements. There are things that don't come in newspaper. They try to cover other magazines also. Blah blah blah. So I have some added material here also. ठीक है? While reading monthly magazine, I will underline two things. Things important for mains. Things important for prelims. I will underline both of them with same color, no distinction whatsoever. Then I will make notes. Now notes for newspaper I am making weekly, I already told you. For magazines I will make after I have read and underlined the magazines. After underlining I will go through them again. My notes will be mains come pre. Now there's a reason I have written mains before and pre later. Because my notes are focused on mains but have more details. I do not make notes for prelims. I add details in my mains for notes. What do I mean? What I mean is that, say there is something called gender inequality index. If I write India's rank to talk about gender inequality in India in mains, I will also write there who publishes it, which helps me in prelims. ठीक है? Also, if you are writing something like essay, in essay you don't want to just, so essay is qualitatively different, right? In answer writing, you have 200 words, you want to compress as much content as you can. In essay, you have 1250 words, but you want it to be more expressive, more impactful, more profound. You want the reader to be engaged in reading and not assessing how much you know. So there, maybe, instead of just writing that GII, I will start with blah, 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 UNDP says this, however, some other parameter says this. So I can, even if needed, I can contradict, if at all I have two data sets from two different places, and I can contradict based upon what kind of organization is this and what kind of organization is that. Just putting out an example. These are things that can come to your mind only if you note down that detail. So that will be my mains notes. अब जब मैं mains का notes बनाऊंगा यहाँ से, I will cut out everything that I have already written in my mains notes. From where? From this magazine. So what remains in the magazine? Only things relevant for prelims. ठीक है? But while making notes, I actually read whatever I had written, I had underlined. Prelims का material भी already उसको पढ़ लिया एक बार. While making notes, right? That's how I distinguished कि ये prelims का है, ये mains का है ना? ये सब भी अगर मैंने, I told you about कि while noting down GII, I will also note कि who publishes it. I will not cut this part out. I will leave it for prelims. So now I have made, I read, I underlined, I made notes. कुछ टाइम के बाद, after a month or two, I will just revise the prelims part. ठीक है, underlined part. I have already underlined. So इससे ना last में जो वो होता है ना, there are again magazines which have current affairs for the whole year. वो पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं होती, because I have been doing it for whole year. ठीक है, they have the same content यार, थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे एडिशन है, इग्नोर कर दो, कोई बात नहीं. Nobody knows everything. 200 तो लाने नहीं है prelims में. तो I will just do this. ठीक है, मेंस का मेरा अपना नोट्स रेडी है. मेंस के लिए I will not rely on any magazine, any book, nothing. उसका मेरा नोट्स है. Then मेंस के नोट्स का मैं क्या करता था? Now I told you there are details here, right? And most of us, I don't know about most, but at least that was my habit. I will actually end up writing more than required. ठीक है. Now, making notes में one more very important thing that I want to tell you, never copy paste, never write the same sentence that is written in the newspaper or in the book, unless it's a very exceptional sentence and that you want to memorize the sentence. You want to memorize the sentence, you write it down. If you don't want to memorize the sentence, always write it in your own language. It makes revision very fast. And second, very important thing, it makes you use fewer words. Because we are inherently lazy. We want to write less. जब बहुत ज़्यादा लिखना पड़ता है, we want to write less. Now laziness का दूसरा impact क्या है? We just copy paste. मैं बोल रहा हूँ, that level of laziness you should not have. Otherwise, it's a bulky material for you to revise. You can't revise that. Write it, type it, whatever you do, it should be manual. ठीक है? Then you will write fewer words. What this will give you? This will give you the skill of expressing more while using lesser number of words, something which is required in the mains examination. ठीक है, ये skill almost किसी के पास नहीं होता. You will acquire that through note making. ठीक है, so वो हो गया. And then after prelims, जो this gap, I made notes on Evernote. So what I'll do is I actually copied everything, put in one note, and I started deleting. Deleting what? Deleting things जो मुझे याद थे already. I already knew, तो delete कर दिया, याद है. Deleting things जो मुझे पता है याद नहीं कर पाऊंगा, delete कर दिया. जब याद ही नहीं होगा क्या फायदा रख के? ठीक है, एग्जाम में काम ही नहीं आएगा. And then there were things which I could replace with one another. So if I know, ठीक है, मतलब inequality के लिए 0.36 हो गया है आजकल, वो क्या quotient है वो, अब तो भूल गया यार. ठीक है. So I know कि वो बढ़ गया है, but I also know some other data or some other data. तो अब कोई एक रख लो या दूसरा रख लो, है ना? You need not keep everything, right? तो उसमें से जो डेटा रखना है वो रख लिया, बाकी डिलीट कर दिया, बाकी नहीं चाहिए मुझे. ठीक है. So this is what I deleted a lot of things like that, and I compressed all my notes in very less number of words, and I finally printed them. My whole GS notes from paper 1 to paper 4 printed was in 45 odd pages between prelims and mains. 45 odd pages. In the last 1 month, I had 45 odd pages to revise every day. Not every day, उतना जरूरत भी नहीं थी, but it's such a condensed material, right? सारा डेटा लिखा है उसी में जो चाहिए, facts उसी में जो चाहिए. Most of the analytical things you will have in your head, you would have deleted them by then, so you won't need that anyway. तो वो सब तुम्हारा ready material, बिल्कुल एकदम मतलब you can have 1 page note that you can revise between GS3 and GS4 paper, you know, ऐसा notes तुम्हारा हो सकता है. So that condensed you. The idea is very simple, that the value of time goes on increasing. Your time, this is value of time, and this is the progress of time through exam. तुम्हारा जो value है ना time का, वो ऐसे shoot करेगा. यहाँ पे तुम्हारे time का बहुत कम value, आराम से newspaper पढ़ रहे हो, notes बना रहे हो, chill मार रहे हो. यहाँ पे तुम्हारे एक मिनट का बहुत ज़्यादा value है. Mains के just पहले, what you are doing in that last minute, it matters a lot. So the value of time goes on increasing, right? When you so in order to spend less time in doing more towards the end, you have to do more today when the value of time is less. ठीक है? So this is what I. So notes बनाने का मैंने तुम्हें बता दिया, and backward planning I was talking about. So backward planning में you have to leave some time. Now this, how much time you need to leave depends on you, how good you are with prelims. Okay, so this actually typically you cannot do now. Matlab, if you are preparing for next year, it will take some time for you to assess yourself how well prepared you are for prelims, right? Because this is prelims only time, matlab, where you don't do anything else. You just read prelims related materials, solve papers, whatever. You use the remaining time for mix of prelims and mains. यहाँ पे बाकी सब करना है, पूरा syllabus. Now, why I'm talking about backward planning is that क्योंकि होता क्या है ना कि हम लोग कई बार ना ज्ञान लेने लगते हैं एग्जाम में, है ना, मतलब एग्जाम क्लियर करने में आए हैं एग्जाम क्लियर करने, पर ज्ञान लेने लगते हैं. आई ऑल्सो डिड, बहुत लोग ज्ञान लेते हैं. तो क्या होता है कि एक किताब उठाई और बिल्कुल भावुक हो जाते हैं कि अरे वाह, मतलब ये तो मेरा ऑप्शनल ज्योग्राफी है, मैंने हिस्ट्री की 10 बुक पढ़ी है, ठीक है. तो ऑफेंस नहीं लेना सर, ठीक है. ज्योग्राफी नहीं पढ़ी, मतलब ऐसे ही मजा आ गया तो पढ़ ली, ठीक है, और भी पढ़ ली कुछ. और सारी बुक पढ़ के बंदोपाध्याय सबसे अच्छी लगी, तो उसको तो इतनी बार पढ़ी कि मेरे बंदोपाध्याय के टुकड़े हो चुके बिल्कुल. बट it doesn't make sense for clearing the exam. That's a mistake that I committed. I'm not promoting that behavior. That is a problem that we do. That's a wrong thing that we do as far as target oriented approach is concerned. Our target is to clear the exam, and that problem happens when we are not seeing things backward. So when you see things backward, you count the number of days you have. मेरे पास 100 दिन है, 100 days. How many days can I devote to geography, which is say my weak subject? How many days can I devote to polity, which is say my strength subject? Strength subject, less number of days. Weak subject, more number of days. That's a simple, very simple formula, right? So you devote accordingly, because the idea is very simple, you know. Your hard work or smart work or whatever terminology people use into your aptitude plus or minus, you know, luck is equal to your result. As simple as that. Now aptitude subject wise, hard work also subject wise. Like you can't put more hard work in subject that you already have very high aptitude in. मतलब क्या फायदा होगा? This equation will not yield very high result with there, right? मतलब लिमिट है ना, अगर उसका 30 नंबर का सवाल है तो 60 तो नहीं ले आओगे ना, ज्यादा हार्ड वर्क उसमें एप्टीट्यूड मेरा बढ़िया है, मतलब पॉलिटी में ही 250 ऐसा तो आएगा नहीं, तो उसका लिमिट है. तो तुम्हें हर सब्जेक्ट में ये करना है, जिसमें एप्टीट्यूड खराब है उसमें हार्ड वर्क बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, राइट? दैट्स द सिंपल आइडिया. तो वो बैकवर्ड प्लानिंग में तुम्हें ये कंसिडर करते हुए करना है. यू हैव टू कंसिडर दिस व्हाइल डूइंग द बैकवर्ड प्लानिंग, ठीक है? सो नंबर ऑफ डेज टू बी डिसाइडेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस, एंड the last thing जिसके बेसिस पे डिसाइड करना है, something that I will actually end my discussion with, which is somebody was also asking sir PYQ analysis. ठीक है? So how I did PYQ analysis, I took questions starting from 2013 because there was a very visible change of pattern since 2013 in the exam, right? It has changed a lot since then, so you can start even later, maybe something like 2017 or 18, ठीक है? But if you want, you can start with 2013 also. There is a visible change since 2013. So I took Excel because you can apply filters to sorting, that freedom you have. So don't write or don't do anything. Excel use करना है इसके लिए, या Google Doc मतलब Google Sheet use कर लेना है ना. And I made certain columns. I will show you the file. I have tried to bring the file. यार ये आ नहीं रहा, मतलब मेल ही नहीं सेंड हो रहा, कुछ और. Is there any other way इसको भेजने का? कोई टेलीग्राम या कुछ है क्या इसका?
क्या फाइल दिखाई मेरे को?
ये है वर्कबुक. कैसे भेजना है बताओ?
ईमेल, व्हाट्सएप में, जीमेल कर दीजिए.
अरे मेल से नहीं जा रहा ना सर, आपके फ़ोन से एयर ड्रॉप हो जाएगा इसमें. मैं सर को
ये मुझे कर दिया ना, अप्रूव तो कर दिया, पर मैं
नहीं एक सेकंड, मैं सर को ये भेजता हूँ ना. सर आप
लैपटॉप का कनेक्टेड नहीं है आपको कल.
अच्छा, लैपटॉप कनेक्टेड नहीं है, इसमें डालना है.
हाँ.
ओके, तो इसमें कैसे आएगा?
आप भेज दीजिए, ये काम कर.
हाँ,
मैं देख लूँ.
ये तो काम कर रहा है,
यहाँ
सेंड हुआ है लिंक. वहाँ पर तो सर स्मॉल करते हैं.
ओके. हाँ, वही ओपनिंग नेक्स्ट हो जाएगा ना. क्या हो? हाँ ठीक है. तो फुल स्क्रीन कर रहे हो क्या? नहीं. हाँ ठीक. ओके, सो दिस इज व्हाट आई मेड. ठीक है, तो you can see the questions listed here. I typed them literally. I did not copy paste from anywhere. It's very easy to copy paste. I did not. There's a reason behind it. We are more cognitively engaged when we write or type. When we copy paste, we are not. So when I'm typing this, I'm more cognitively engaged. So I already know what I'm typing. I'm thinking what I'm typing. I am already thinking about the question when I'm typing it. And those 10 or 20 seconds that I've spent on typing the question, I have actually spent on not just typing it, but also thinking about it. That's different from copy pasting. It saves time, but it's actually useless time that you have saved. Think about the same whole thing about the cost of time. Okay? So I have typed this. This is actually sorted here by opposite in my this now. What it does is it tells me how the questions have changed since 2013 in any subject, because I have already mentioned the subject here, right? So I have added the subject. I have already, so I can filter any subject I want. This is my personal thing. I have not, downloaded it from anywhere. इसलिए मैंने मेल किया इसको अभी, ठीक है? So, and this filter I have removed from here because I had shared with a friend of mine. He had to put his own filter. This type is, I'll go back to note now. वो जो टाइप लिखा होता है ना क्वेश्चन के साइड में, उस टाइप में मैं क्या लिखता था? I will write factual. That means the question was factual, nothing special about it. I will write analytical. So the question required some level of analysis, and just knowing facts was not enough to deal with it. I will write something like, what was the word? Okay, I forgot the word, but whatever. I will write something like useless or something like that, which means that यार ये सवाल आएगा तो मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा. There are questions. You look at previous year papers. Every year you will find 2 to 3 mains questions which are such that either you know or you don't know, and that knowing requires very different level of knowledge. There was cyber dome का एक question आया था in 2019. मुझे तो नहीं पता था, मेरे किसी दोस्त को नहीं पता था. एक ने तो इंडिया का मैप बना के उसके ऊपर डोम बना दिया था. ठीक है, तो मतलब ठीक है, तो अब ऐसे में क्या करोगे यार, ये डोम ही बनाओगे यार, क्या करोगे पता है. और मैंने बहुत लोगों से पूछा यार, मैं भी यही था. यहाँ के लाइब्रेरीज में बहुत लोग होते हैं जो मेंस दे रहे होते हैं, राइट. सो यू नो प्लेथोरा पीपल हु आर डूइंग, नोबडी न्यू यार. तो मतलब क्या, किसी को पता ही होगा तो होगा पता, ठीक है फाइन. तो उसको वो नहीं पता होगा जो मेरे को पता है. ऐसी चीजें पढ़ रहा है तो ठीक है. उसे एक मैकब्राइड कमीशन आया था. मैकब्राइड कमीशन मैंने उसके बाद भी नहीं पढ़ा क्या है, ठीक है. यार ये एक बार पूछ दे, नहीं पूछेगा छोड़ दूंगा फिर से. ठीक है, तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे एंड दे आर लिटरली यूजलेस. So in any data set you have some outliers. These are outliers. Don't worry about outlier questions. Extremely difficult, you can't know them, ignore. तो outlier लिख दो, हटा दो, ठीक है. Now this factual analytical, and you can add one more column if you want. Level of difficulty, difficult, easy, and medium, something like that. Now these two things actually change with time. These are not just a reflection of UPSC or the question paper, these are a reflection on you as well. Something that you found analytical at one point of time, later you read something else and you realize, fuck, this was a factual question, I just know the fact, I can just write it down now, right? Similarly, something that was very difficult, hard, difficult level category for you will change through time, become medium or easy for you. Now this PYQ analysis will actually tell you how much time to spend on which subject. This is what I was trying to tell you through PYQ analysis. This will also tell you how many marks of worth questions do come from any particular subject. And this was one analysis that sir we had discussed about, I think in 2020 or something. History, ठीक है, 2013 to 2019. At an average 27.5 marks. Compare that to security issues, 55 marks at an average. How much time do we devote to history? How much time do we devote to security issues? Priority sort out kar lo apni. That analysis will give you how much time to devote. I'm not saying your devotion should be proportionate to marks. No, not at all. Because history will require you a lot of hard work, a lot of something, and a lot of questions also come in prelims. So I'm not saying you have to devote, but you must make sure that in mains your security issues are well prepared to grab those 55 marks, which are actually way easier than compared to history questions. ठीक है, इसलिए मैंने बोला my advice would be that backward planning, that PYQ analysis, and I think I have already talked about whatever I had to talk. If there is anything that you want to ask, you can. Nothing? Huh, please. Okay. यार देखो क्या ना, so to people who did not listen online, so his question is how to tackle ethics questions, because the material that you are seeing in the market, whatever, and the questions that are asked in the exam, they do not seem to be coherent with each other. Like you see the questions, you're like the material is not sufficient. The first thing is that it's actually an exam. It's a competition, not an exam. Exam would be even board exam. Individual marks, no worry about others. It's a competition, right? So everybody has access to almost same material. In fact, you people sitting here probably have access to more material than others have, which is in itself a problem of plenty, but whatever. So nobody knows beyond what you know. Okay? So the answer has to come from there. That you already know. ठीक है, अब बची बात ethics में कैसे tackle करेंगे. What I did, I'll tell you very frankly. in the ethics syllabus, of course I studied also apart from that. One thing very important that I found was in the ethics syllabus, words are mentioned. Honesty, integrity, blah, 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 many words are mentioned. Can you be very incisive about each of the word? How is honesty different from integrity? कोई बता सकता है यहाँ पे? Both sound same, don't they? They look synonymous. Anybody? Higher level of honesty. Okay, so this is superlative degree. This is probably a lower degree. Anything else? Okay. ओके इसने गांधी जी का डेफिनेशन रट लिया है. ठीक है. ठीक है. सी ऑनेस्टी, integrity is reflected every day, irrespective of the situation, irrespective of the circumstances, irrespective of where you are. Honesty is not reflected every day. So there is one officer, let's call him Officer H, who is threatened with his job by a politician and does something which is not in the best interest of the country, ठीक है, to save his job. He is also honest. He didn't do it out of any negative ill will or anything like that. Officer, I will not do that. ठीक है. तो every word will have very specific meaning. ठीक है. If you can understand specific meaning of every word, half of the job is done. ठीक है. बाकी मैंने बताया यार साइकोलॉजी, फिलोसफी और वो पार्ट. फिलोसफी पार्ट इज वेरी गुड. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड फिलोसफी पार्ट, यू अंडरस्टैंड द कोड ऑफ एथिक्स. ठीक है. तो एक टॉक है, हु इज द प्रोफेसर, आई थिंक स्टैनफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी और समवेयर, व्हाट, हार्वर्ड, क्या नाम है उसका, माइकल सैंडल. यस, थैंक यू. माइकल सैंडल के वीडियोस देख लेना, वेरी गुड वीडियोस. पहले 5-6 एपिसोड देख लेना जिसमें गो अप टू क्लास 10th और 12th क्लास ऑफिस. आई थिंक एवरी वीडियो हैज 2 क्लासेस. ठीक है. माइकल सैंडल के वीडियोस देखना, वेरी गुड, एक्सीलेंट. ठीक है. It will make you think a lot, but it's a lot of philosophy part, particularly Western philosophy, Indian philosophy you can read from somewhere. So that philosophy part, if you do, a lot of foundation is covered. In fact, why does state exist? मतलब क्यों है इतना बड़ा स्टेट बनाया, जो स्टेट ही बाद में बोलता है कि फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच नहीं देंगे, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, जो भी है हमने बनाया है क्यों. ऑल दैट फिलोसफी इज कवर्ड इन फिलोसफी पार्ट. बहुत अच्छा है वो. दैट विल टेक केयर ऑफ अ लॉट ऑफ योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड योर डाउट्स. ठीक है. डू दैट, डू दिस, अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स विल बी सॉल्व्ड. माइकल सैंडल सर्च करना यार, मिल जाएगा तुम्हें. ठीक है. और कुछ? डिलीट, अभी तो बताया था. हाँ, सो रिवीजन वाज बिटवीन प्री एंड मेंस. आई हैड एवरीथिंग ऑन एवरनोट and I literally kept on deleting whatever I did not need. I don't know if कीबोर्ड नहीं है क्या? अच्छा. Sir, how much time do I have? Am I taking more than 5? Okay. password is correct. भूल गया यार, पासवर्ड ही भूल गया. नोट्स में दिखा. I'll share with you sir, you can share with everybody later, ठीक है. So I'll just share the notes with sir, ठीक है. ऐसे एक और जगह है, one thing, ठीक है, मैं I'll share with sir, ठीक है. He can share the notes with you. I've shared it on open platforms, तो वो कर देंगे, ठीक है. तो वो कैसे डिलीट था, मतलब यू विल सी कि इंडिविजुअल सब्जेक्ट के नोट्स जो बने हुए हैं और बाद में जो कंसोलिडेट करके डिलीट मारा, यू कैन सी द डिफरेंस. मतलब दोनों नोट्स क्योंकि पड़े हुए हैं वहाँ पे, ठीक है. और कुछ हाँ, इनिशियली डेली, देन यू कैन मेक वीकली और समथिंग. हाँ हाँ हाँ, अभी तो बोला. हाँ हाँ. You should make notes of newspaper because your sense of priority, what is more important, and the sense of priority of somebody deciding on your behalf what is important will be different. My optional was geography. Many of the things were important to me which were not important to the guy who was making those monthly magazines. That's one. Number two, there were examples that I found useful but not mentioned in the monthly magazine. I'll give you one very simple example. There's this ethics का ही चल रहा था ना. So there is conflict. So when is this ethical dilemma? When there are two right things or two wrong things, competing right or wrong things. If there is one right thing and one wrong thing, there is no ethical dilemma. You already know the right thing to do. So a Muslim guy during the month of Ramadan donated blood to save somebody's life and had to eat during the day. Now, this religious morality was competing with this humanitarian ground. I found it in newspaper, I noted it down. You will not find it in the monthly magazine. That's why make notes from newspaper. ठीक है, चलो, thank you guys.
I'll just take a few more minutes. Thank you so much, Satyam. You would have noticed 3-4 very important things. Number one, my handwriting is better than Satyam's. Okay? That was the first point, and only shows the more intelligent you become, the less legible you become. Okay, so Satyam, you win there. That's one important learning for all of you. But exam dene ke time mein, it's nice if you have a good handwriting. Okay, so make sure about that one. Okay, jokes apart. Dekho, whatever Satyam said, understand one thing. He is a thinking man who has decided what works for him. Remember this. Okay. He is not mechanically making notes. He is not mechanically doing classes. He has analyzed the paper. And some of you will appreciate it now. In fact, हम जो भी अब कराते हैं ना, I said no, Satyam was among our first Edukemy thought leadership team. Some of the things I've learned from him. When I make you guys open the question paper and write the questions down, उसका reason है. When you write down, you're thinking, अच्छा ये पूछा है, ऐसे पूछा है. Not mechanically copy paste the analyzed paper already. जो आपने पूछा कि monthly magazines तो आ रहे हैं, मैं दोबारा क्यों लिखूं? Monthly magazines are compilations of somebody who is thinking and telling you what to do. But if you don't think and if you don't apply your brains, you will never appreciate what the news is. Monthly magazines, according to me, okay, should be part of your revision strategy. कि मैंने notes बना लिया, I have done this, I have done this. Now open monthly magazine. Oh, I have covered this, I have covered this, I have covered this. This article, oh, I had missed this point. This one, क्या लिखा यार? मेरा notes better है. Oh, these areas, okay, fine. I think we're agreeing. Monthly magazines are part like checklist for you. If you depend only on monthly magazine, मैंने बताया, you are doing process reading, जिसमें आपका brain लग नहीं रहा है, and this examination demands that you are thinking. So when you are thinking for 1 week and then deciding, मैं लिखूंगा या नहीं लिखूंगा, that's your development of your analytical, critical, clinical mindset. So आपको जो मिलता है material, that's a processed material that will kill you. Processed material से ना आपको पढ़ने में मजा आएगा, ना आपको समझ में आएगा. Okay. Processed material is something like the crux of the development, but you can't appreciate it. So that's one. एक और चीज Satyam was telling you, I don't know if you noticed that or not, he's telling you that your preparation and planning has to be very agile. जो आपको आज इंपॉर्टेंट लगता है, आगे चल के शायद इंपॉर्टेंट ना लगे. He has repeatedly said this, that you have to write down. Writing happens on daily basis or fortnightly basis, and writing is part of memorization. I mean, I wish he could spend more time and show it to you. And believe me, he is not the only guy. जितने बच्चे qualify करते हैं, 100% of them are thinking minds. Initially, for 1 or 2 months, couple of weeks, maybe 4 or 5 months, when you are learning, okay, you will do, let me do what this guy tells me. He'll make sense, I will do it according to him. But slowly, gradually, you must decide what works for you. And there is an interesting part in everything, and there's a boring part in everything. Your success depends on how you ace the boring part. Interesting काम सब कर लेंगे. Okay. The boring part is where the discipline play comes in. Okay, now having said this, summarizing what he did, I just want to, is this the page? Now this is a very important thing that we chanced upon. आप बता रहे थे ना कैसे ethics पढ़ा जाता है. This is Mr. P.K. Tripathi. P.K. Tripathi, who was an ICS officer. He joined Indian Civil Services in 1929. He retired in 1959. And in this span, whatever he did, he wrote down in a book. Fortunately, the book has come in my possession. कैसे कहाँ से? It's अब देखो, this was published when the whole book is worth only 3 rupees. You can imagine how old this book is. And this man has seen the British Times. He has seen the Quit India movement, the Round Table conferences. He has seen India's independence, and he has seen post-independence also. A remarkable piece of writing. I do not have enough time, but I'll still read out some passages. And my intention is, we have made copies. इनका एक बहुत पुराना manuscript हमारे हाथ में लग गया. It was lying in some shelf library. We happened to chance upon this book. So what we are doing is, we have taken a Xerox of this, and all the offline guys will get 1 copy free. Online guys, I'm sorry, अभी PDF हमारा बन नहीं पाया. I'll try to ensure you also get it. And I will want कि आप सभी किताब पढ़ें. Okay. Why I'm telling this to you is, this book is an amazing, and he is somewhere lost in the annals of history. He was civil servant in Odisha. Okay, and the book has a foreword by the chief minister of Odisha then, Hare Krishna Mehtab. Okay, and he has recorded his daily life, some interesting events, not personal memoir, but more like his administrative experience. Okay, so इसमें एक passage है. I'll read out that passage. Just give me a few more minutes. It's very interesting. Okay, and there's a reason why I'm reading out this for you. Okay, this is the gentleman. Oops, sorry. Now, this is a letter he has published, a letter from his father. Okay, his name was Prafulla Tripathi. His father is R.K. Tripathi, and R.K. Tripathi was conferred the title of Rai Bahadur. Okay, so his son Prafull Tripathi, who wrote the book, he wrote a letter to his father. Father, congratulations. Okay, I'm happy, whatever. And his father wrote back to him. He has published this one. It says, "My dear Prafulla, I'm much pleased to read the noble sentiments you have expressed in your letter. I trust that the honors that the government has bestowed upon me will be an incentive to you. So conduct yourself in your afterlife as to attract the attention of government, which will confer on you similar honors or more. In this world, wealth or riches inherited by a son from his father means nothing. These do not make a man. I'm happy in the thought that I shall bequeath to you a far more valuable legacy, an honest life based on truth and justice. I don't think a father can bequeath to his son a more valuable legacy than this. I thank God that through his kindness, he has permitted me to do so." I mean, every line in this is so sincere, so committed. And why I'm sharing with you is, these are the people who actually manage the nation. आप जो देखते हो ना, यहाँ corruption है, वहाँ पर घूसखोरी हो रही है, arrogance is there, lot of news, bad news about civil servants. That's a very small fraction. I want to believe that's a small fraction. And I want to believe there's a huge civil servants out there, number of them, who are upright, honest, led by ideals. Otherwise, this country would not have survived for 70 odd years. This man's memoir is a beautiful memoir. आपको case studies चाहिए, इस किताब में है. How he dealt with droughts, how he dealt with riots, how he dealt with some problems of insubordination. Okay, I'll read out one more passage here. This is a story, in इसी किताब में है. Okay, I think page 27 में है. A story about, there was an Englishman, he was doing some work in his office. And one of the peons, who was an Indian, peeped in, कि क्या कर रहे हैं देखने के लिए. And this Englishman got so agitated, he slapped him and thrashed him and abused him. And those were times when, okay, the government of in India by British was facing challenges from the locals. The locals got together and they started protesting. They went to the office of Prafulla Tripathi and said, do something. Prafulla Tripathi managed. He said, एक ही तरीका है, that man must apologize because he thrashed him, and I will dismiss the case. The Englishmen were very upset कि आपने केस लिया कैसे? Okay, but he managed, and he writes down that the man who ultimately apologized, the Englishman, he came crying or whatever, and see what this man writes. He writes down, I consoled him saying, you came to grief because you refused to open your eyes to the growing and irresistible forces of the times. He bowed with raised hand and slowly murmured within himself, our days are numbered. This incident, small though it may be, was significant in the sense that the people thereafter had implicit faith and confidence in my work, and they openly recognized it by tumultuous, week-long ovations that they accorded to me at the time of my transfer. Righteousness must be the guiding principle of our public conduct. Therein lies the secret of success in public administration. They're very powerful lines. A man who is working in times of the British rule, a man who has English masters, had the courage to do some things which probably put his work at risk. But he managed. ऐसे बहुत examples हैं. He writes in the Quit India movement times में, there was a lot of agitation. The movement was not entirely non-violent. And his English boss, his leader, his boss told, you must arrest 100 people. And he knew, and he writes about it. कि एक तरफ I'm torn between right and wrong, other part I'm torn between my duty. कि ये मुझे बोला जा रहा है. And then he had to manage. He convinced his English boss that look, if I arrest 100 of them, there might be cholera, there might be problems of protests. He writes about next page में. The point here is, this book is full of those examples. When we talked about prepare with a sense of purpose, prepare with a sense of bigger vision, I hope this book does that to you. इसके दो तीन एक और document भी है where he has compiled some of the lectures he has taken under public administration. And way back 1940s, 50s की बात हो रही है. So guys, end of the day, you as administrator has to be a thinking man. You as administrator must be capable of juggling things. आपको लग रहा है juggling कैसे करें? History पढ़ें या geography पढ़ें? Current affairs करें या notes बनाएं? Is nothing but compared to juggling English masters and the local population. Juggling the right call of duty with your job security issues. तो आपको जो काम दिया जा रहा है ना यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन में, it's actually like a training that you are going through. I hope this book inspires you from our side, and read it with that passion. Who are the people who actually made our country? So this is one thing I had to share with all of you, and this is a kind of awareness that I want you to know about. One is that इसका preparation of GS हो, UPSC हो, there is an emotional side to it. You cannot be apathetic in preparation. One extreme is like what Satyam said, कि आप इतना मजा आ रहा है कि history पढ़ते चले जा रहे हो. That's stupidity. Okay, that is not wise. At same time, it can't be mechanical. कोई कुंजी पकड़ा दिया मैंने रट्टा मार लिया. You have to be involved, but with that mindset of a clinical time management targets. But the preparation is not a suffering. We always ask, इतना course है, इतना कुछ पढ़ना है. It's like UPSC is torturing you. No, it's not. The UPSC syllabus is actually a gift to you, because without you doing this, you can never be the effective officer that you want to be. Again, I want to believe that you all have noble intentions, honest intentions, कि अच्छा काम करेंगे, and we will be known for it. Honest work, sincere work, work for the country, society. So it's not a suffering. You are not entering into a prison or a labor camp. The preparation that you do, don't see that as a torture. Yes, there are boring things. It's like, I say example देते हैं कि mother bringing up a child. It is not easy. It's a very emotional thing. But the mother does not feel like it's a torture chamber. Yes, she spends sleepless nights. There are moments of despair also. The moments of anger. Why did I even have this baby in the first place? End of the day, it's a different type of gratification. This is the mindset I'm looking at. आप सोचें जो पढ़ रहे हैं. Why do I need to make notes? Why does institute insist on make summaries? क्या वजह है? थोड़ी आपको torture करना चाहते हैं हम. And what he said, that the value of time increases as time progresses. You do the dirty work now, आगे आपका manage हो जाएगा. The dirty work of processing, reprocessing, and Satyam is left with 40 pages of revision before the mains. ये 40 page ट्रस्ट में, अगर मैंने आपको पकड़ा दिया ना, आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसका. Why? Because you have not made it. So it is not a prison, it's not a suffering, it is not meaningless either. 100% of people who have qualified and worked sincerely, they are a personality. This gentleman, Professor Tripathi, is a personality. I review that, and I'm sure there were thousands of these kind of people who we have lost. Why? Because they're quiet performers. One of my tasks, I said, is let's see if I can inspire people. Let's see if as a part of Edukemy we can inspire people. Do an honest work. आप लोग mid 20s में हो, early 20s में हो, क्या डर है आप लोगों को? ना आपको family संभालना है in a big way. Some of you, yes, you might have responsibility. Otherwise, क्या problem है? Give it your best shot. It's not meaningless. It is not a torture. It is not a prison. But it requires an emotional component. The journey of UPSC is a transformation. From that ugly but say caterpillar, the glorious magnificent butterfly. The transformation of a yuck larva, a glorious insect that personifies beauty and freedom. This is the mindset we require. Otherwise, आप torture होते रहोगे, and I've seen that happen to most students in the preparation. आपको मजा ही नहीं आता. Why? Because you never understand what exam needs. It is a transformation, and the journey is not for the faint-hearted. Either climb hai, where I began the conversation with, that you will start with false sense of confidence. You'll be aware of your lacunae and gaps. You'll be tortured in terms of the repeated trials. Then you come to that level of effortless performance. It's not for faint-hearted. So what do you need to qualify is not course completion. Remember this. कोर्स तो हर बच्चा खत्म करता है और हर इंस्टीट्यूट क्लेम भी करता है खत्म करता है. But not all of them qualify. आप अपने क्लास में देख लीजिए, हमारे क्लास में. At least you will not hold me guilty of not reminding you guys. Okay, you not hold me guilty of कि सर आप बताते नहीं है. मैं हर क्लास में पहले 15 मिनट आपका दिमाग चाटता हूँ, एंड में दोबारा करता हूँ. जो बचा कुचा रह जाता है वर्कशॉप करा देता हूँ. Okay, if you can't be convinced, I tell my centuries of mentors, go after them. वो नहीं होता है. We send the phone calls after you. अब एक काम बचा हुआ है, to talk to your papa and mama. ठीक है. Why? Because I genuinely feel आप इतना दूर तक हिम्मत करके आ गए हो. It's not easy deciding कि I want to go for UPSC. इसके आगे some good push, इसके आगे one good inspiration, and you'll do it on your own. And like I said, one selfish interest I have in doing all of this is qualify. Qualify, and I will claim my fame through you. I always maintain this. Many of us become teachers because हमारी भी कहीं ना कहीं dreams थी कि हम बनते. Okay. So when I teach and you qualify, I see my success vicariously. It's like almost I'm living my dreams through you guys. That's my selfish interest. A father lives through his children. The mother lives through her children. Somewhere the teacher lives his life through his students. So be partners, work in a proper way, and you will not find, I try ensuring that you will not find our team here cutting corners. आप convince कर देते हो हाँ मैं पढ़ना है, I said the institute is open. And join the courses in a convergent way. हर चीज का एक method है, एक process है. And I sincerely believe, though I am risking a bit of arrogance and being immodest here, I think I have cracked the process of qualifying. कैसे पढ़ना है, कैसे revise करना है, how do you go after a topic? So it's invitation. Join us, be with us. Those who have finished your course with us, still hang on with us. The revision sessions we will conduct, and they're open sessions. We give you a timetable there. So those of you planning for 24, don't delay anymore. you're already late. But we can still squeeze in your preparation to finish it by December. And then we'll take you through the grind of prelims preparation. Okay, so converts there, okay, and go for the ranks. The objective must not be I'll clear prelims. The objective is I'll go for the rank. There's the process. Develop your skills and nail it. So today's workshop, when I'm concluding, I've stressed on the importance of planning. I've stressed on the importance of appreciating the process. Now go back and work on it. And my request to all of you is join us in the process. Okay, we'll do whatever it takes. I mean, be it in terms of supporting you, in terms of the resources, in terms of time. Okay, and join us. आपने कहीं और भी join किया है. We're still open to admit you there. But be a part of process, converge with us, and hope to see you in the ranks. ठीक है? So we'll have some sessions आगे भी. Okay, and I will want all of you बीच-बीच में आके करें conduct. We invited Satyam this time. I'll call some other people also. You get to see at least how does a topper think. ठीक है? Devasmita, Ashmita, Shweta, Jindal, Brajesh, Jyoti, all of you, offline students also. Okay, thanks for coming in. I hope you learned something. Any queries? Oh, yes, yes. Okay, the schedules are there in the institute. You can go and ask them. Month of May, we are starting, yes. Okay, you can ask in the sessions of counseling. You can ask. Online, offline, both. Of course, okay. Dhule Raj, I want you with us, right? Stick on with us. That's my suggestion to all of you. Okay, fine. You welcome all of you. Our email IDs, Vishal will do so. Nitish, if you're around, share the email IDs, whatever questions they have. Feel free to talk to us, no problem. Feel free. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the best. Bye-bye.